Well, as you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here, they come into this one 0-6 on the year, and really it's sort of just been one thing after another.
Coupled with they don't start very fast. The first quarter's really been an issue for them. They've got to learn to get out of the gates quicker in order to try and win some games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. The 49er offense about to go to work, and it's Jimmy Garoppolo, Charles, at quarterback.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
First down, Garoppolo. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. Looking for Ayuk, and he's got him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Gain of 8. Brings up
facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle.
That's good for a 40.
I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing to 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it. Because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman, and he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 34.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and...
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. First and goal from the 6. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. He's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
3. Brings up
from the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
2-yard line.
It's Coleman here. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. They're trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. The former Missouri Tiger, Drew Lock, will be a quarterback as he leads out the Denver Broncos.
I guess we have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it. After the turnover, here's Locke.
They'll roll him out right. Oh, he's going to take it. Got his man. Complete. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Jeudy becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
At the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Again, he targets Jeudy, and this time the catch made. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
First down.
Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, you know, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Block on the give, it's Lindsey. And look at this, for the second straight play, the 49er defense drops him for a loss. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Throwing now is Locke. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, third down situation, big third down alert.
Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes.
By Chase Winovich.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo sacked.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack. And the pressure gets to him again.
Sacked.
He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. And the focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know,
this is caught inside the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Jerry Jeudy ties LT with his 31st touchdown of the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 14-0.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now throwing on first down and completing it. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Drew Lock once again leads the Broncos out, and he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of stuff.
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And that is caught. And the record is his. It's a touchdown. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. There's Garoppolo to throw. He'll drop this down to Coleman. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now Garoppolo. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
For the 49ers.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And returning it, here's Hamler. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard.
The focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way we could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Here's Lindsey. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. Got a man. It's Judy, complete. 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Judy, 69 yards. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
McManus's point after is good, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looks to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's Locke back near his goal line. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
1st down, Broncos.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Judy. And that'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Now it's Lindsey. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for the Broncos on third. 44 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Philip Lindsay.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
3rd down.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Locke. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy there to make the grab. And the Broncos continue to pour it on. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Extra point from McManus is good, and the lead will swell by one more.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was hoping to get that one to Tevin Coleman in space. And now it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades.
Now Garoppolo lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. McManus now for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly to fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Completes it to Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Samuel bringing in the slant. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
That's another 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. It returns it right back to Samuel. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Coleman. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Yard loss on the play.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
41.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
On the return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10. At their own 23-yard line.
The focus shifts back to Jerry Jeudy and his Bronco teammates. And he is just 1 reception away from 10 in this game. I don't know what they need to do defensively, but something has to be altered, does it not?
I know that whenever we tried to cover a person who's having a game like this, you're trying to vary what you're doing, trying to change things up, hoping to fool him occasionally. If not fool him, fool the quarterback so that maybe he doesn't read the coverage correctly. Right now, though, they're in pretty good sync.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Right back to Jeudy, and it's complete. The 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27.
7 on the play.
Well, he flew past 200, 300, 400 yards. Now he's over 450 yards passing on the day.
So what you're saying is oxygen for everyone catching the ball and trying to defend?
Yeah, especially those guys trying to defend right now. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man is born. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The end result, 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Incomplete.
Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd down and 10.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
By the Broncos.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tartt.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll actually throw it with Locke. Open man, he completes it to Judy. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Well, we know he's got the speed. There he needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said.
And this is caught inside the 5 and out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game. That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. From the gun, it's Locke. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Touchdown, Denver.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Now McManus for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown.
Brandon McManus to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Hot night, sweetheart.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Jimmy Garoppolo sacked.
Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Final score.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Denver, the win here means it'll be a 7-1 first half of the season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Niners, it's yet another loss as they've started out now 0-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.